Hey, it's Tyrone Jackson, the Wealthy Investor, back with another hot educational video. Now, I haven't been seeing enough of you actually comment and subscribe to the channel. Everybody says, oh, I like all your content. I love the videos. I'm learning so much. Well, comment on them. And I actually do get back to you if you place, especially a positive comment. We have a question about a sector or anything that I cover here in these videos. So click that subscribe button right now if you want great stock market tutoring videos, and make sure you comment on this video so I can help you out. If you're stuck on a concept, we can go for it. All right, I want to get right into today's lesson. It's all about something called sector trading and investing. Now, we all know the stock market is broken down into many sectors, but here's a mistake I see a lot of people actually make. They trade the wrong sector, and therefore they don't do well. They invest in the wrong sector, and then they don't do well. They don't buy stocks that actually rise. So in this lesson, I really want to help you get the most out of your trading and investing. So here's a lesson on hot sectors. Now you have to remember, sectors of the marketplace change based on several variables. I'll go with you here in a moment. So hot sectors for trading and investing. Now, let's just talk about stocks that we're trading, we're jumping in and out of, and then there are stocks that we're investing for the long term. Okay? Let me give you three red hot sectors right now in this market. I think it's going to stay this way for a little while. Number one is software still, right? But it's in the cloud. It's in data storage. That is a hot sector right now with some publicly traded companies making billions and billions of dollars. If you're not in the cloud, you're out of the game. The second is the financial payment processing space. So we're seeing more and more companies get in the middle of transactions, processing credit cards online. And then the third hottest sector right now, and I can only list three here, but I'm going with the three hottest, is online gaming. Why? Well, see, when I was growing up, you used to have an electronic device you could play in your hand and you pass it all around to your friends. Today, most gaming is online, right? Where you subscribe, where you upgrade your access to the game, and you can play people from all around the world. There are four other hot sectors, but I can only go through three, and I want to tell you what they are again. One, software, the cloud, data storage, financial payment processing. Big sector right now, going to grow exponentially in the next couple of years, and certainly online gaming. Now you may be thinking to yourself, hey Tyrone, why should I consider sectors when it comes to both trading stocks, using a strategy like cover calls, and also investing in stocks? And here's the reason. It's really simple. Because markets change, right? Markets change, and whenever multinational corporations feel that there are billions to be made, they will take a company public that can make a lot of money for not only the people who created the company, but also for shareholders. You must understand that. Shareholders are people like you and I who buy a piece of the company. Also, technology changes, right? Like, for example, everything is done in the digital world now. And almost every company that I recommend consistently has a digital component so they can grow their revenues. And then finally, consumer habits change. How we buy things and where we buy them, and purchases we make today on a laptop or on our phone directly, that is brand new. Consumer buying habits weren't like that, let's say 25 years ago, right? Because there was no internet. All right, so when you understand the relevance of sectors and things like markets, technology, and consumer buying habits, now you're trading kind of with a trend instead of against it. So here's what I see a lot of traders do. They go for cheap stocks. Now, here's Bank of America, and notice this chart is a 1-year chart. Let me go through it again. Bank of America, ticker symbol, what is the ticker symbol here? It is BAC, right? Ticker symbol, right? And it is a member of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, but look at the stock's performance just over the last year, right? So you see a year ago, stock trading at 31. What has it done? It's trended downward. It had a bounce down at 22, back up to what, 29. It barely makes it. It slams down again to 27, back up to 30, slams down again, right? So essentially over the last 1 year in particular, this stock is range bound. So why would you buy shares just because they're cheap, right? Notice the shares closed at 26.73 if they never go anywhere. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. right? So let's go back to the lesson board. And I said, what kind of markets? Software and the cloud. So look at a company that's engaged in the cloud. Ah, see, this is why I teach from the 70 Sesame Street version, because one of these charts is not like the other, right? Here's Bank of America, range bound. Here's Apple. Now, here's what I want you to see that's very important. This stock overall, over time, because we're looking at a 5-year chart, this stock is upward trending. 5 years ago, you could have bought your shares of Apple at around 63 bucks. And what happened if you held them over time? Right? The stock peaked out at 227. It's been suffering because of the recent volatility in the market. It's at 210. Now pay attention here, because I want you to see why the wealthy investor approach is powerful. It's powerful. It's powerful. You need to learn it and you need to study it. It's because of this reason. So let me scroll down here and show you something. Let's say you were someone who wanted to consistently get a 100% return on their portfolio in 5 years or less. Now this sector stuff becomes extremely relevant. 100%. Let's take a stock that went from $50 to $100. Do you realize that you've doubled your money when that happened? Well, the reason you want to study sectors is because you want to buy stocks that have the greatest probability of doing what? Increasing 100%. In other words, you're not putting your investing and trading dollars in the wrong place, you're putting it in the right place. Now, I love to keep things simple, so watch what happens here. The question is, Apple stock in the cloud, making a large portion of their billions in the cloud. If the stock was started down here, I'm going to make the math really simple for you. Do you see where it says $60 per share? Well, what would a 100% return be? It would be $120 a share. So all you have to ask yourself is, has Apple, over the last 5 years, being in this strong upward trend, has it doubled from 60 to 120? Well, we see here in 2015, the stock has done what? It was already at 130. That's a double. But look at how it's behaved over the last 5 years, right? Even despite this pullback, the stock is still up to $210. So if you bought it at $60, it is now at $210. That is more than a 100% return. What is the other sector that I told you that was hot? I explained to you here, up here, financial payment processing, right? Because there are more credit card being processed online than ever before in history. Who's one of the largest payment processors in the game? A member of the S&P 500, MasterCard, ticker symbol MA. Now, let's play this game of, let's say you were actually looking for a 100% return and you bought your shares of MasterCard 5 years ago at around 60 bucks. The question is, did it take 5 years for the shares to go from 60 to 120? Well, I don't know. Let's just scroll across here and we notice, because this is a 5-year chart, that the stock hit 120 well under 5 years. Is that right? Right. So therefore, your eyes aren't deceiving you. But did the stock continue past 120? It sure did, because the revenues took the stock higher. And where's the stock right now? $277 per share. If I bought these shares at 60, the question is, because they're in a hot sector and the revenue growth is there, did the stock double in 5 years? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you understand why? There are a lot of people who teach trading investing on the internet, but I'm showing you proof of a system that is in play. What is another sector that I said you should know about, which is online gaming? Why? Because now people play players from all around the world instead of just on handheld devices. And what's a stock that's excelled in the online gaming space? Electronic Arts. Now, if Electronic Arts 5 years ago was trading, and even call it $22 a share, $22 twice is what? $44. Has this stock doubled in a 5-year period? Yes, it's doubled in less than a 5-year period. It peaked at 148, it pulled back, and then it's leveled off at $92 per share. Do you understand what I'm saying? The wealthy investor system is powerful, it's powerful, it's powerful. It works across all sectors. In Apple, stock has doubled. Why? Because of the cloud. In MasterCard, because of payment processing and online gaming. Now, I just want to say here, there are several publicly traded stocks as it relates to the online gaming space. Electronics arts is nice, but it's not my favorite. I happen to also not like this giant pullback here. So I would choose other companies that are a little bit more stable, but still in the space. So what am I trying to show you here? If you're the person who is trading, right, and into investing, you need to know the wealthy investor approach across as many popular sectors as possible. Why? Because it works. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. So don't waste any more of your time trying to pick stocks and hope that things work out, because probably what's missing from your trading is something called a financial education. Now, you know that you continue to follow my videos here, or you can start your membership at WI Trade School, where every single week we're going through the market. I'm showing you the trades, I'm showing you the stocks that I like, and of course the sectors that I like, and I'm answering your question in our weekly Q&A. People are always blown away by the videos here on YouTube, but their mind is really blown when they become a trade school member. Do yourself a favor. Start your membership here at WI Trade School. It's time for you to get the financial education you need. And what was this lesson all about? Hot sectors, not stocks that are cheap that go nowhere. Do you see the difference? Yes, the wealthy investor approach just makes sense. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. Hey, listen, it was my pleasure to bring you this video all about sectors and returns, because if you're going to put your money in the stock market, the next thing that you're going to need is a financial education.